Hey, well, it's been a while. I got two computers stolen and 40,000 bought, my ATM card. So little by little, I'm getting some of that is replenished. But got a new computer and seems to be working okay so far. Don't know what we were talking about. What was I saying? I mean, I've had so many insights over the past month and a half, or whatever it's been. But uh, well, first, I picked up a couple of things about the ascension that I may not have documented. So, as you know, the ascension is not faith or belief based, it's a morality test. So, if you, even if you're an atheist, this is going to freak out my sister, or whatever you were, say Ricky Gervais, maybe he lived a loving life, lived trying to love. He goes, he ascends, even if he's an atheist. It has nothing to do with belief. Nothing to do with belief. So, the idea is when you wake up from a dream, you go, wow. And I had this dream last night, you wouldn't believe what happened. And, you wake up, but when you're in the dream, it feels really real. Well, this is a waking dream, is what the Palladians call it. And the Palladians just love us. I mean, they are wonderful. They're probably the first human figures that have ever been happened, at least in this quadrant or whatever. But so much to tell you. So duality is going to end forever. All evil will be removed, dealt with after we ascend. This will happen down here. And so if you're looking to get your jollies off of people, there's not going to be a court. It's just going to be elders, and they're going to handle this shit. I wouldn't want to do it, but I'm glad they're doing it. But anyway, 5D will be the lowest of all the 12D system. 5D will be. But here's the difference. We're going to have eternal bodies. We are not, anybody listening to this is not going to go through a physical death. They are going to go through a stargate that's going to end up in 5D. First you will see the sky will change all different colors. There'll be craft all over the sky, all over the planet. There's Palladians, Arcturians, Orions, Syrians. There's just tons of people that are working for the Galactic Federation. They're part of the Galactic Federation. And the Galactic Federation is billions of years old. And they're the ones, or the Elohim and the Galactic Federation, I mean, they're all together. Wow. And so we're really, I mean, the information that I've been getting is just so amazing. So when you go from a mortal carbon body that we have now to a eternal crystalline body that we're going to get, we no longer will have blood, we will have light. But it doesn't matter, you can change it later, I guess. The thing of it is you're going to look good. You're going to look like you looked when you were 30. And you looked good when you were 30. I didn't, but Most people did. I looked like a comb over, stressed out father. I was so stressed out I didn't know how to be a father. My dad died when I was 10. I didn't know shit about it. I just lost my other daughter. My first daughter died, and I tried to get. Oh, I was interested in the vaccine, and oh my God. I thought I was being such a good dad by signing a waiver, getting her the vaccine. Now they have to take 73 vaccines before age 16. 73 vaccines. And so that is how far germ theory has spread. Germ theory is when you believe that something from the outside will kill you. West Nile, COVID, 5G, chemtrails, mosquitoes. So something is going to kill you from the outside. And if you believe this strong enough, you can make that come true. But if you just face reality, like even Louis Pasteur on his deathbed said, he was a fraud. But he couldn't get out of it because everybody was just going apeshit over this, you know. And then pasteurized milk, Louis Pasteur, pasteurized milk is so bad for you. And raw milk is good for you, but every other kind of milk is shit. They add the vitamins in, yeah, right. But anyway, so the sky will be filled, and then with crap, and when you see that, you know that something magical is about to happen very quickly. You will see a huge ball Stargate. It'll be bigger than the Earth, and it'll be for the Earth to ascend. And each one of us will have our own Stargate beside us. And we'll just get in it. I don't know if you hop in it or what, but we'll figure it out. Crawl into it, but just get in the Stargate. Because the Stargate will take you, I don't know if it'll take you to the black hole or something first, but even that is positive. And when you come out of that, you're so deliriously happy, because I don't know if this is where your body takes place. There are going to be crystals that are going to be elevated from deep inside the earth. They were put there millions of years ago by Palladians, deep inside, like miles down, much farther than we would ever go. And a lot of them that have crop circles, some of them are to mark where those crystals are. And they've got the technology to rise these crystals up all over the planet. And I don't know if they're going to help with the crystalline body, but in some way they're important to the shift. Very important. The crystals are important to them anyway. They're living beings. So there's a lot to go with. Now the cool thing is, there's two things that the suit will do automatically. When you get the suit, there's two things. I mean, you'll probably learn some clairaudience and some this and clair that as you get there, or maybe you'll remember automatically. But there's two things for sure everybody will have. And that is, number one, telepathy. You're going to be able to communicate with everybody without opening your mouth. And you're going to understand them, they're going to understand you. There's no language shit. You're going to be able to communicate with anybody. So that is very important. And you're going to be able to fly. You're going to be able to fly, and you don't have to be taught. You just, like a bird, doesn't have to be taught. It knows how to fly. But we know how to fly. So that's two things we're going to do. And we're never going to age. And we're never going to die. We're never going to have disease. We don't have to think about disease. I mean, even disease comes from inside you. Everything comes from inside you. The good things, your life that you see, comes from inside of you. And diseases and everything's from inside. So if you focus on something on the outside is causing it, you're going to have problems because it's not true. That's germ theory. If you think a dead virus that makes up 20% of our body, viruses do it, but they're all dead. So if you think one of these are going to be Frankenstein back to life, and it's going to jump up in the air, it's going to fly around, go underneath your mask, and go up your nose and get you sick. Boy, the stuff they sell. I mean, germ theory is ridiculous anyway. But anyway, that's just my opinion as a vibrational healer. Every time, it does your mental. If there's a problem, there's always an emotion tied to it, or a thought, usually, or a belief, or something, and those come out in the test. It isn't like Jimmy did this to you, chemtrails. That's never the answer. That's all bullshit. It's germ theory. But anyway, so we'll have that. We will have, and now Earth native souls that's our new home, 5D. Now there's a lot of star seeds, a couple million star seeds out there, and they're going to play around for a while, 5D, but they're going to want to go home. I mean, I'm going to want to go back to Pleiades, because I found out I'm a Pleiadian. Who knew? I thought I was too old to be a Pleiadian, but actually Billy Meyer is 87. He's a Pleiadian. He's a starseed. Or maybe, he was communicating with somebody. So I don't know. Maybe I am the oldest starseed in the world. 70 years old, so, and we're also, they say, what is going to happen, what is going to happen, like somebody knows, because it's all going to be in the spirit and intuition, everything's going to be perfectly timed. There's a couple of hints, like a guy told, I think he told Trump that you're not going to go through another election, this will be your last one. So he told everybody, hey, this is the last time you got to vote, so get out and do it. This is the last time you're going to have to vote. Now, why would he say that? No other president or somebody, right? Nobody's ever said that. So you listen for things like that, and then also we know for sure it's going to happen in our lifetime. So I think 2028 or sooner would be great. Anytime would be great. But it's fun. I mean, I'm living in a very fun place. It is very fun. People are really cool, and it's beautiful. The weather's great all the time. I mean, it is exactly what I was looking for. The food is great. God, people are great. You never see, like you do in England or something, two guys out in the parking lot fighting. You never see anybody fighting ever. You see respect for one another. And they call it Smile Land instead of Thailand. Because they smile. One time I was looking at a girl, she's probably 17, 18 years old, had kind of a hoodie jacket on. She was across the parking lot. She was looking at me. I was looking at her. And then all of a sudden she broke out this beautiful smile, and I broke out. And then we kind of looked at each other, and it's just like, that happens all the time. If you stare at a Thailand girl long enough, instead of getting away like they do in the West, they smile. Like, oh, you're looking at me. That's cool. They're a different breed of cat. Like even the Chinese said, we know that the Thai people are different. Like if there was a scooter accident in China, everybody was just like, oh, I don't see anything. I don't want to get involved. So that's the way they are in America. He said in Thailand there'll be 30 people out there. See if the guy's okay. They don't give a shit about the law. They just follow common sense. So I like it. Okay, so I'm a Palladian, so that means I was made. Let's see, your soul. Everybody has a soul, and this is one thing that is not understood. And it says, well, their soul is made by God. But here's what they don't get. There is no beginning and no end to God. I call him the Father, but he's not. He's actually source. He's not a person at all. But I don't know. I got mixed up because I thought Jesus was saying off of this and off of that. But actually, he was saying Abul, which means source, not Abba. So, in 48 different translations, he got lost along the way. Wow. So there's no beginning and no end to our soul. And that's why our soul, if we go into our soul is a perfect reflection of God. If we want to get to know God the Father, we go into our soul. Because our soul is God the Father. It's not like, this is your son, this is a little piece of him, and it's kind of like you. No, it is God the Father. And everybody that has a soul, only people that have a soul will ascend. If you're an NPC, and there's billions of them, there's at least 2 to 3 billion NPCs which do not have a soul. They're like a walking pinata or something. They look like a human, they talk like a human, so people treat them like a human being, and they're not. But none of them will go, so that confusion will be ended. There won't be any NPCs on the other side. When we ascend, there won't be any NPCs. There won't be any evil people. There won't be. Now, the good news is, eventually, the bad will take over and they'll kill everybody, and then eventually those people will come back, but not until the evil has been removed or dealt with. But none of them will be there when these people come back to life. So they look around, they don't have any resistance, so they will grow very quickly, and they'll figure out who will help and so forth. So here's the thing. Everybody will end up on 5D. Every person. So I want to make the first shift. I'd like to get the fuck out. Well, I can't wait to get. It'll be 4 years. I'm gonna be 74. So that's the oldest that I could be, I think. Because this ascension it cannot be stopped. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to happen anyway. It doesn't matter if you believe it. It's going to happen. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. It's one of those things. It's going to happen. So you don't have to have faith or belief in it. You don't have to sell anybody on it. Who cares? Who cares if they believe it? It's going to happen. So, in watching the signs, so we can stay in 5D Earth for a while, and then we can go back to our home planet or whatever. I don't know. I have no plans of that. We have a choice to remember our life here. Like Jesus, who's now Sananda, he was the elder of Marup, one of the 7 sister planets. He's elder. There's an elder in charge of every single planet. But there's many elders, many. Because a guy picked him up too when it was going to be died on the cross, because Jesus never died on the cross. He got onto a craft and it kind of driving. He drove off and went back to Belize. So that's what really happened. The chariot of fire, whatever they want to call it. That it was. That's how Jesus never died. And Mary Magdalene was with him. That's his mate. They've been together like Akai and Aya. Those two go back billions of years. They go back to before there was bodies, when they had to communicate just by light and by colors. That's how they had to communicate. And they've been together billions of years. And she's on the earth now as Judith. And one of her sons, Cab Bear, is down here now, and he's explaining what the fuck's going on. And she channels the information from her other two sons, Lacko, who was Jim Morrison. Cap's got a big role at Sheen. Sheen is what they're calling the ascension, or the shift, or the event of the rapture. There's many names, but it's the thing that's going to happen. And it's exciting what's going to happen in our lifetimes. Anyway, listen to this. All you got to do is stay alive for a few more years. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I just think about that, like how fantastic that would be. You know, a couple things. They're vegetarians, but I think, well, hey, with that light body, I would eat dog turds. I don't care. But, and they drink water only. Jesus over here changed it into wine. But, so I'm drinking wine now. So I'm spending my remaining time on Earth. Because what will happen is after everybody ascends to 5D Earth, and there's nobody left on Earth, then they'll just phase it out. And it'll be gone. It'll just be disappear. I don't know. Pull the plug on it. But there will be no more duality in our 12D system again. No more evil. There won't be any pushback. Everything will be. This was. Here to 5D, we're going to have a new Earth. It's going to look very, very familiar, but very nice. And it's not going to have any shitty people there. Wow. So, but the best thing you can do is learn as much compassion as you can now. And see the layers beyond everybody. And just know that if somebody's saying some shitty things, maybe they're just hurting inside, maybe physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Try to look into that layer of compassion of what could be going on, because we are love at our core. We are love. And compassion is love, and compassion was invented here because of that pushback. When they perpetrate harm, victim harm, and then somebody comes over and says, I feel for you. You are hard. I'm here with you. What can I do? That's compassion. Because giving of yourself, like God. Anytime you give 100% of yourself, that's God. That's God. Something to strive for. So, and if there's any trauma inside, face that. Face that, because if somebody triggers you and gets it out, that's great. Let them trigger you and get that out, because they're your friend. Because you don't want to come down here with all this sticky shit inside and everybody's afraid to touch it. Because, you're like that. You want to extract that shit and face it. And that'll be your biggest friend. And face any traumas. And if there's any I'm sorry's, even if you're 7 years old, bring it into the present moment right now. Bring it in the present moment. Hey, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have done that now. I know you're only 7. I'm only 7, but I wouldn't do that today. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Those 4 things have to be included, and then you move on. You forget about it. And you stop looping. If that vision was coming up in your head, it'll stop because you got the message. And, I started doubling back. Man, you already did that like a year ago. So, okay, sorry. Anyway.